Hello everyone and welcome in Let's Connect with Prerna. Good morning. My today's live conversation is with principal of Tagore International School, New Delhi, and I'm inviting Madhulika ma'am to join in for the conversation. The topic of my conversation today is on women. I have invited Madhulika ma'am from Tagore International School to join. So I've invited Madhulika ma'am. She'll be live with us in some time. The topic for today's conversation is women empowerment.
Hello, good morning.
Wait.
Can I make a correction? I'm the director of Tagore International Schools, Vasant
Okay.
Vihar and East of Kailash.
All right. Thank you. So, hello everyone. I am live with Madhulika ma'am, director Tagore International School. Welcome, ma'am. Am I audible? Ma'am, am I audible?
Yes, you're audible now.
Your voice is coming a bit low,
No,
Madhulika ma'am.
let me just, yeah.
Yeah.
Now I'm audible. Actually, some call
Yes.
came, so yes.
Okay, might be. So, all right. So, should we start with our conversation, ma'am?
Yes, please. I'm ready.
To begin with, we've been talking a lot on women empowerment. I see a lot of conversation where females are talking about empowering the woman. I have a thought here to discuss, and I want your views on it, ma'am. If we
Okay.
start empowering our girl child since the beginning when they are in school through education, what change will it bring, ma'am?
I mean, you've heard of the phrase that you teach a woman, you teach an entire family. Isn't it?
So
I
true.
don't think, one needs to explain it. Because if you look at any population of a country, it's 50% women, 50% men. Or in our country, 49% women, 51% men. And if you don't teach half the population, how can you expect any kind of progress, evolution, growth, development, anything? And why wouldn't you teach women? In what way are they any less intellectually or emotionally? In every which way, they're equal, if not stronger. So,
True.
I mean, it's not a question of gender. It's a question of population. Your population has to be educated regardless of which sex they belong to.
So true.
Because they're all equal human beings. Just because you're a woman doesn't mean that you are any less emotionally, intellectually, or any which way. So all I say is like population needs to be educated regardless of the gender. And it could be the third gender, the LGBTQI community also. Why not? Everybody needs to be educated.
So true. As you have rightly said that educating a woman is actually educating the entire family. That's so true, Madhulika ma'am. How important, is the financial, a woman to be financially independent? Because I feel that there are a lot of frames when it comes to making a female financially independent. It is said that she doesn't take it rightly. She becomes very ambitious. She doesn't know where she has to hold
You
herself.
see,
So
you see, we are a patriarchal society, and this is what has been ingrained. The traditional role of a man. If you look at the books also that we use in
true,
school, the pictures of a family would have a man sitting in the office or reading a
true.
newspaper, and the woman is traditionally in the kitchen cooking.
In the
Now,
kitchen.
obviously,
So true.
when you have to bring a change in the society, because for me, irrespective of gender, everybody should be financially earning. They should
So true.
have their own earning because they are equally intelligent, equally capable, so they should all equally earn. There's so many aspects to it. Because a woman, in spite of, okay, like her traditional role is looking after the family, thoughts are changing. Now it's both husband and wife who have to manage everything in the house. They're
True.
both equal. The feeling of equality, the concept of equality is creeping in. And when we talk about equality, we are not talking about women being given the same privileges. We are talking about not privileges. We are talking about opportunities. No, what men think allowing the women to do something is giving them privileges. I place it differently. I said they both should get equal opportunities, equal pay, equal whatever if the role requires them to do the same work.
Yes.
And financial independence for a girl child or for a girl or a woman is important because it adds to your confidence. It doesn't necessarily mean that she goes out of hand. That's a male concept. That's a very patriarchal concept because over the years, they have been able to, I won't say subdue, but have these traditional roles clearly defined because the woman was dependent on the man to bring a salary. Now,
True.
why shouldn't a woman also bring the salary into the house so that, a two-income family is definitely having more facilities and more advantages
So
and
true.
equally contributing, and it gives a sense of worth to the woman. It's not only being in the kitchen, but she can get a sense of worth working, helping out in raising children, helping out in the kitchen, and the man should also have the same sense of worth, that
So
he is
true.
an equal partner in the upbringing of the children or looking after the house. He should not have this feeling of being God's gift to mankind. I'm sorry for this phrase, but this is how sons are treated or men are treated in our
Yeah.
country.
Yeah.
But both are equally important, and they have to have independence because a lot of decision making is not allowed to be done by the women because they have no financial stake in it. So they are told to be
Absolutely.
just be in the background. So when they're
Absolutely.
intelligent, they are equally running the house, they're equally contributing to the house. Why not financial independence? And it's very
Absolutely.
important. This is what we tell our children in the school. I tell my parents that please don't get your daughter married only after she's done a BA, MA, ab shadi kar do.
Yeah.
Responsibility khatam kar do. No. Women are also responsible for looking after their parents, and they are doing it. So give them
Doing it.
that opportunity, give them that privilege, is what I feel. Not privilege, sorry, opportunity. Wrong word I used.
Yeah, I was coming over this only, Madhulika ma'am, because I see a lot of families where the female, the mother or maybe the elder sister or let's say bhabis, they are, encouraging the female, the younger ones that get married, your studies are done, you can get married and, do pursue your career or just, if you want to do job. So I somehow feel that these females, these important females like mothers, elder sisters, or anybody who's influential or has that role in the younger ones, if
Yeah.
they change their mindset, the entire the concept would be changed. I think girls would get,
Definitely. It all depends on the upbringing everybody has had because have they been brought up in a traditional
yeah,
way of thinking and this is your role. They've been guided right from the very beginning, from birth, that okay, you have to work. Whatever, if you want to work, you do it after your marriage, if your husband or your mother-in-law allows. It has to be a change. It's going to take decades. It's going to take years to bring about a mindset. And that's why education is important because if these girls are coming to school, studying in a co-ed school,
yeah,
competing with their classmates, regardless of gender, they're realizing their self-worth. And
yes,
they're realizing that they can be contributing to the society, forget the society, they can be a contributing factor to the household.
so
So
true.
then they will take a stand, and a lot of them are taking a stand, or a lot of them are ensuring that they're able to talk to their parents, make them see their viewpoint. We have girls entering into sports fields. A
Yeah,
lot is changing, a lot needs to
true,
change.
true.
I don't have the statistics in, let's say, tier two, about tier two or tier three cities. But over there, whenever I visit, I do see a lot of girls working.
Yes,
So things are changing, and
exactly,
I'm very hopeful things are changing. Women are
absolutely.
realizing they need to be educated, they need to be working, they need to have a source of income, and not for themselves, maybe for the family. Maybe everybody has to realize that it's two people, husband and wife, who make a family. So there
True.
could be difficulties in the husband's job, or there could be difficulties in the wife's job. Together, they can be a support to each other because you see, the joint family system is breaking. Now, emotional and financial support was provided earlier by the joint family system. Now we have nuclear families. They are independently, they have to be self-sufficient. So if there are two
Yes.
people who can do it together, it's definitely more constructive and, let's say, more secure. So they are realizing, and women are working towards it. And I'm glad, because this is one thing we insist on here in the school. I just
Right.
keep drilling it. We keep drilling it in the girls that you have to be financially, not independent, but financially secure.
Secure. So true. Very rightly explained,
Yeah.
ma'am. One question from the audience, that is, how do you see and what are your views on the role of government and polity in capacity building, developing self-reliance amongst women, leading to control of women on their lives?
See, of course, the thing is Beti Padhao, Beti Bachao
Beti bachao.
campaign. The government has a lot of schemes. You know, if you have a daughter, you get some scholarship per month. If you have one
Yeah.
child only and it's a girl child, then free education. A lot of schemes are there, and a lot of people are using those.
Yes.
And of course, in their own way, with their kind of campaigns, they are trying to change the mindset. And if these campaigns also have an impact in government schools, see, what I do feel in private schools, I don't see much of a difference between how the parents are bringing up the girl child or the boy child. I don't see much difference, frankly. Because when I talk to the parents, when I talk to the children, even the boys tell me that, oh, no, ma'am, we are
Right.
supposed to cook, we are supposed to help out in the house. Of course, you still have about 20-30% who are the privileged boys' family,
Yeah.
typical. But the
Yeah.
government schools mindset needs to change. So somewhere program that they can have about training the teachers to open their minds to look at girls and boys equally.
Yes.
And then, of course, all the schemes, and ensuring those schemes are implemented and the girl child is encouraged to come to school and study. That would
Right.
definitely help. And the government is doing their bit about it. I know, because we keep encouraging our support staff, and even the EWS kids are telling them about all the schemes that the government has come up with for the
Right.
education of the girl child.
Yeah.
So we do that.
From
We're
this,
doing it.
I want to share something here, that I've been seeing a lot of cases. I will not obviously take the names of the schools and the cities, but where they have differentiated, ma'am, wherein the boy child is there in the school, especially after the COVID crisis, especially
Yeah.
after the financial crisis of a parent, where it has happened that boys are studying in that tier A schools, and the girl child is shifted from tier A to tier B. The studies are ongoing, but they have done this. I would say that, I mean,
It is
maybe
a
to say,
fact. I have noticed it also. It is a fact. And I feel, it's a very unusual situation.
yeah,
Parents have had to take this step. Now, these are the same parents who treated their children equally.
yeah,
But now, because of certain situations, they have to treat them differently. And obviously, the boys are given the first privilege, because we still believe that the boy will stay with us, and, our parents believe, and look
right,
after us, and the girl will go to her house. I mean, it's a
right,
traditional mindset. And even if they wanted to change it, circumstances have driven them to take this action.
so true, yeah,
And it's more like circumstances. It's not that they believe in it, but if they had to compromise, what would they compromise on? They've done it.
yeah,
I feel sorry about that. I feel bad about it for the girl child, but it is what it is. It is a
yeah,
fact. I see it. It is there. Like I said, 20% of the cases I do see it. And I
yeah,
just hope it is more because of the financial problems rather than because of a mindset. And let's
true,
see, I'm waiting to see what happens once the financial situation improves, whether they bring the
yeah,
child back to the school or not. They may.
true, true, true,
They may.
true,
Because we've had cases where the parents have taken both the children out, the girl and the boy, both out, and they homeschooled them, and now they want them back in the school, both, not only the
yeah,
boy. And there have been cases that also. So there are all kinds of situations, and I think we'll
true,
have to write it out. I
yes,
won't say it's a
yes,
permanent situation, but I'll say it's temporary. We need to write it out. It's improving tremendously.
yes,
Because there's a feedback I get from the boys, man, we don't get any privileges in the house. We are treated equally. I mean, the boys tell me, and the girls also tell me, no, ma'am, like our brother and me, we have the same situation or same way that we are dealt with. Except
Right.
probably when they're in the senior class and the boys are allowed to stay out late and the girls are not.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
that I
yeah.
say partly also because of the security situation, not only
Security,
boys
yes,
and
as
girls.
right, right. And yes, circumstances really play a very important role when
Yes,
it comes to a situation like this.
absolutely. It's more circumstantial rather than a mindset, what I feel.
Upon, yes.
Yeah.
Madhulika ma'am, before I conclude, I have done a lot of session keeping teachers community in mind during these pandemic times. Your message to all teachers and everybody, all stakeholders, rather in education, because of them, this entire journey has been ongoing, whether it was virtual, hybrid, post
That's right.
lockdown, pre lockdown. So your message when I'll be floating this, when I'll be putting this video. So your message to all teachers
See,
and all educators across.
I would like to congratulate all the teachers the way they rose to the occasion during the pandemic, learned
Right.
how, I mean, all those apps on the computer, learned different methodology of teaching. And the first year was tough on the teachers because they really didn't
Yeah.
get any Saturday, Sunday, or summer holidays. We were
Yeah.
making them go through so many trainings and so many programs just to be able to teach. So I would like to congratulate every teacher to, for the very fact, the way they handled it, the way they continued the education, the way they mentored the students,
Yeah.
irrespective of the fact that they couldn't sort of meet them personally. And definitely, I want the teachers to keep a very, very open mindset where boys and girls are concerned, where any student is concerned. Never, you see, this is one uh, point I always talk to all my teachers about. Do not stop the students from asking questions, even if they're uncomfortable questions, even if they're questions they don't know the answers of.
Yeah.
Never stop a child from asking a question, encourage it. If you don't know the answer, tell them that, okay, I will find the answer and I'll get back to you and let you know tomorrow, and do so.
Yeah.
And if it's an uncomfortable question, face it. Because these students, if you have to hone their emotional and their intellectual skills, you see, we're talking about skill development, life skills. Academics is good up to a point. What you need to train them is to think, and
Yeah.
creative thinking, and an ability to think, evaluate, and ask questions. And if we want to do it, we cannot stop them from asking questions. And even if they're uncomfortable, answer them to whatever capacity you can.
Yeah.
Listen to other students' viewpoints. If it's uncomfortable, ask the students to answer and what they think about it, and
So true.
allow them to have a discussion and topic. Because so many times we hear this teacher saying, "You ask too many questions. You're wasting the class time. Sit down." That's one thing I would ask the teachers. If you want to encourage them to have creative thinking, critical thinking, allow them to ask questions, discuss in the class, listen to their opinions, allow them to take decisions.
Yes.
I mean, a decision of even the child says, but ma'am, I feel it is this. It's an opinion, it's a decision is taken about something.
Yes.
Encourage it, because we are supposed to teach them life skills, not only academics. That would be
Right.
my message
Right.
to all.
Thank you. Thank you,
Thank you.
Madhulika ma'am, for giving me time today. And, then finally we could do this virtual live
Yeah,
session.
and
And
thank you, Prerna, for giving me the opportunity. It was a pleasure talking to you and
yeah,
giving my opinions. Thank
yeah.
you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay.
Have a great day.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.
You too.
Bye, ma'am.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.